So, today I'm going to tell you a story of why I always carry a... See, when I was 14 years old, I got into a fight with a 19-year-old. And let's say I didn't win this fight. Now, I always give myself credit because I, out of everyone in my crew, stood up to this guy. And at least I put up a fight, but I would have to take this as one of my L's. Now, don't get it twisted. I have plenty of W's. And I'm also happy that this happened at such an early age when fighting only leads to bruises and bumps instead of broken bones and death. So let me give you the details. I had two homeboys, Chris and Khalil. Me and Chris had absolutely nothing to do with this situation. But Khalil was dating a Puerto Rican girl, a super fine Puerto Rican girl. So fine, me and Chris would always wonder, how did he even get this girl? And honestly, the Puerto Ricans didn't like that. And we also had another homeboy named Tommy. And Tommy used to date a Puerto Rican girl. And this Puerto Rican girl that he used to date was now dating the bully of this story. Now, the bully of this story, they called him Crazy Jose. Now, Crazy Jose had just got out of jail, prison to be exact. And to be honest, my crew was terrified of Crazy Jose. Now, normally, us and the Puerto Ricans were completely cool. Actually, every Puerto Rican except for Crazy Jose was cool with us. But Crazy Jose had this new 14-year-old girlfriend that he was trying to impress. So Crazy Jose decided he was gonna beat up my whole crew. Now, Crazy Jose, being a grown man, also hung around other guys from 17 to 19 years old. And he would come by my block very often with a group of guys looking to shoot the fair one with us. And me, I knew nothing about the situation. I was a good kid who completely kept himself out of BS. So one day while walking home, Crazy Jose approaches us three. And as I said, Khalil was dating the pretty Puerto Rican. So Crazy Jose came to Khalil and basically started tripping on him, letting him know, you need to stop dating her or else there's gonna be problems. And Khalil, being the smart guy that he is, he didn't want any problems. He was afraid of Crazy Jose as well. Plus he knew possibly if we got into a fight with Crazy Jose, then we would be on the Puerto Ricans' bad side. Now let's not get it twisted. Me, Chris, and Khalil were not suckers by any means. So when I seen Crazy Jose talking to Khalil however he wanted to, you know what I had to do. I had to get on Khalil's ass. Boy, I know you didn't just let that man disrespect you like that. Is you a sucker? Oh, soft ass. Me, Chris, and Khalil went back and forth like this all the times. So a few days later, I come home from work. Yes, at 14, I had a job at KFC. And when I go to where the homies are, I notice Tommy, remember he used to date Crazy Jose's girl, all beat up and face bloody. And he was sitting there with his homeboy, Puerto Rican Johnny. Now, Puerto Rican Johnny and Tommy have been friends for years, maybe 5 years. And I've also known Puerto Rican Johnny as well for many years. And he's just sitting down, feeling bad for his buddy, talking to us saying, I can't control Crazy Jose. And at this time is when I learned about the 8 black guys that Crazy Jose beat up in jail at the same time. This is literally the story that they told me. But this had nothing to do with me, so I thought. So maybe a few days later, we were at the boxing gym. We had a boxing gym right up the street from my house where we used to go box and lift weights. Also, my guy Chris, who in the future would be a Golden Gloves champion and have a relatively impressive start to his professional career, was training to be a boxer. So yes, Chris was a trained fighter, and trust me, not a sucker by any means. But the stories we heard about Crazy Jose had us terrified. So while we're in the boxing gym, Crazy Jose and his goons walk in. Now I watched Crazy Jose walk into the boxing ring, put his fist to my homeboy Chris' face, and Chris not do nothing. Then Crazy Jose leaves the boxing ring and goes into the area to start lifting weights. Me, completely oblivious of the fact that a person could want to fight me for no reason, I jump in the ring and I proceed to get on Chris's ass. I know you didn't just let a man disrespect you like that. Are you crazy? Are you the guy that I know that you are? But Chris didn't want no smoke. So then my naive, gullible ass goes into the weight room and proceeds to start to work out. I mean, I didn't do anything to these guys. I didn't date any Puerto Rican girls. And while I'm lifting weights, Crazy Jose and his goons come up to me and say something slick. Such a long time ago, I have no clue what it was. But me, being the young prideful guy that I always was, from having dozens of fights with my older brother, I wasn't having it. Now there's one thing I specifically remember saying to Crazy Jose, because my brother was in jail at the time. I told Crazy Jose, since he was older, my brother will be getting out in 3 months and he's gonna whoop your behind if you keep messing with me. Now in my head, this was supposed to make Crazy Jose tremble and run away as fast as he can, because my brother was known for getting busy. But then Crazy Jose said the words that I will never forget in my life that completely caught me by surprise. Crazy Jose said, "I don't care, I'll beat you up, then I'll beat your brother up." And at this moment, I knew I was in some ish. I remember being confused because I had no plan B. Now I knew that I could fight, but a grown man, a 19-year-old? Now remember, this is a gym. This is a professional establishment with adults around. So Crazy Jose realized he couldn't do anything here today. So Crazy Jose and his goons proceeded to leave. At this time, I walk up to my friends and let them know what happened and said excitingly, me and Crazy Jose was just about to bang it out. But you know, he ain't want none of this. You know, fronting to the homies, cause I ain't let him punk me. Sorry, fellas. So homeboy Chris's boxing practice was over and we proceeded to leave. And as we walked down the stairs and are ready to go outside, the surprise of my life was standing in front of me. Crazy Jose was hiding with his goons under the stairs. If you would understand the amount of shock in my 14-year-old body that happened in this moment,